I didn't tell my family I already changed my last name back. When my husband proposed 3 years ago, his mother made one thing crystal clear. If you want to be part of this family, you take the family name. No hyphenating, no keeping your maiden name. You become a Keller or you don't marry my son. I loved Gavin enough to agree. I filed the paperwork 2 weeks before the wedding and officially became a Keller. His mother smiled at me for the first time ever. Welcome to the family, she said. But it felt more like welcome to the cage. The problems started immediately. Every family dinner became an interrogation. Why wasn't I pregnant yet? Why was I still working? Why did I insist on visiting my own parents on holidays instead of staying with the Kellers? Gavin never defended me, not once. His mother would make comments about my weight, my career, my cooking. Gavin would just sit there eating his pot roast like nothing was happening. After 2 years, I found out Gavin was cheating. His mother knew, his sister knew, his father knew, everyone knew except me. When I confronted Gavin, he blamed me for not being attentive enough. His mother actually said I should have tried harder to keep him satisfied. I filed for divorce the next morning, but here's the thing. I didn't tell anyone I was also filing to change my name back. The divorce was public, the name change was private. My own family was supportive but distant. They lived 3 states away, and I only saw them twice a year. Phone calls happened maybe once a month. So when the name change went through 6 months ago, I just didn't mention it. Last week, my sister announced she was getting married. She wanted a big family reunion the weekend before the wedding. Everyone was coming. Aunts, uncles, cousins I hadn't seen in years. I booked my flight and didn't think twice. The trouble started at the airport. My mom picked me up and immediately noticed my ID when I handed it to her to hold while I grabbed my bags. She stared at it for a long moment. Your last name, I smiled. Changed it back 8 months ago. Her face did something complicated. You didn't tell us? I shrugged. It didn't seem like a big deal. She went quiet for the rest of the drive. At the house, my dad hugged me and whispered, your mom told me. Good for you, sweetheart. At least someone understood. But then my sister came downstairs. She looked at me with this expression I couldn't read. You changed your name back and didn't tell anyone? I nodded. She laughed, but not a happy laugh, the kind that made my stomach drop. The next morning, I found out why. At breakfast, my sister announced she wanted to go around the table and have everyone share something meaningful. When it got to my Aunt Marianne, she cleared her throat. I think it's interesting that some people in this family keep secrets. She looked directly at me. Changing your name is a big deal. It's about identity, about family, and you didn't think we deserved to know? I set down my fork. It was my name to change. I didn't realize I needed permission. My sister jumped in. It's not about permission. It's about respect. I had to find out from mom that my own sister isn't a Keller anymore. Do you know how that made me feel? I stared at her. How it made you feel? Her fiancé shifted uncomfortably. My sister continued. I'm about to take my husband's name. I thought we could bond over that. Over being married women with new identities. But you already undid yours and didn't even tell me. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You wanted me to stay a Keller so we could bond after what that family did to me? That's when my mother spoke. Honey, we just wish you'd included us. This was a big life decision. I looked around the table, at my aunt who barely called me, at my sister who texted me maybe twice a month, at my parents who visited once a year if I was lucky. I was married to a cheater for 3 years. His family knew and said nothing. When I finally escaped, I took back the name I was born with, the name you all gave me. And you're upset because I didn't make an announcement? Nobody spoke. I stood up from the table. I changed my name back because I wanted to be me again. Not Gavin's wife, not a Keller, me. If you wanted to be part of that decision, maybe you should have been part of my life when I was drowning. My sister's eyes filled with tears. That's not fair. I flew home that afternoon, missed the wedding entirely. 3 weeks later, my sister called. She apologized, said the family had talked and realized they'd been absent during my hardest years. She asked if we could start over. I told her I'd think about it. Then I looked at my new driver's license, my real name, the one I was born with, the one I'll die with, and I realized I didn't need their approval to be myself again.